Head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, what's up, David Saylor? Kitty Pickett, Dave. Initially, I thought to myself, I would rather have DTR because even though DTR looked bad in Ken Dorsey's system, DTR did show growth and promise when they were still running Kevin Stefanski's system. And then I think about it. Every quarterback outside of Watson has had their best season with Kevin Stefanski, and maybe they see something that we don't see in Kenny Pickett, and maybe Kevin Stefanski believes that he can bring out the best in Kenny Pickett. But I hope and pray that we're not going into next season with Kenny Pickett penciled in as the starter. What do you think?
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Let's welcome in Scott Petrak, Browns beat reporter from the Elyria Chronicle Telegram, as well as brownzone.com. Scott, yeah, I get where they're going with Kenny Pickett penciled in as the starter. I know you wrote an article, and in talking to him, he views himself as a starter and isn't really worried about it. Remember, first-round talent, I think you got a pretty good idea that you saw DTR. I don't know that he's an NFL starter. So I get the trade, absolutely, from the Browns' perspective.
Yeah, I think, first of all, either not ready or not capable of starting in this league. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And I think Kenny Pickett's an upgrade. So on the surface, I like the trade. I don't think Pickett's necessarily penciled in as a starter on any kind of Browns depth chart. They're going to add a veteran. They're going to draft somebody, could be as high as number 2. You know, Pickett could come in and be the second or the third. I know he said he was promised so he gets to compete for the starting job, and that's fine. But there is a hierarchy. You know, the number 2 pick in the draft, if you sign a guy like Russell Wilson, they just naturally, I think, go ahead of Kenny Pickett. But he is a first-round pick. Now, it was the worst quarterback draft in recent memory, so I think you have to remember that. But he's got a winning record as a starter. That means something. Played with 2 good organizations, the Steelers and the Eagles. So I think there's some value there. I just don't think he's the long-term answer, and I don't think the Browns do either.
No, again, if he's the way I viewed him when they signed him, he's the guy that if you're a rookie, whoever you draft him, if you draft him 2, if you draft him, he's okay, this guy isn't quite ready to face the live bullets, so you send Pickett out there until the rookie is ready to go, assuming you sign a veteran and he gets banged up or something.
Right, yeah. I mean, if you don't sign Russell Wilson, right? Or, you know, if you sign a guy like Joe Flacco, then it's probably Pickett and Flacco competing to be the guy that would be the necessary bridge, or the bridge if you need one, until the rookie's ready. So I think there's still a lot of puzzle pieces being shifted around here. Who knows how it's going to play out? But I do think Kenny Pickett has shown he can play in this league. I just don't know if he's shown he can be a big-time player in this league.
Yeah, and again, you know, when I'm sure you hear it probably even more than I do, all the guys that are available at this time of year as a quarterback, they're kind of discarded. Either they're too old or they haven't played well. And nobody that is available when you're this far into free agency from the quarterback position is like, man, let's go out and get that guy, because they'd already be on a team. A team wouldn't have given up on him if they were that kind of wow factor.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, you know, you could talk me into, and actually you don't have to talk me into, I like the idea of Russell Wilson. I think he could come in and you have a chance to win 10 or 11 games. And I think the same about Kirk Cousins and maybe even Aaron Rodgers, even though I don't think he's an option for the Browns. But those are like the 3 guys. And then there's Jameis Winston, who we already saw here, but I think he's probably number 4 on that list. And then there's Joe Flacco. And then there's Carson Wentz, right? So it's not a group loaded with must-have guys. You know, maybe Sam Darnold was one of those, maybe Geno Smith, but, you know, even those guys, their teams let them go. So it's tough to find your quarterback in free agency. It just is.
Yeah, and you might get lucky, and one of the guys that's out there may end up having a year like Sam Darnold did. It's about fitting that.